What's going on, everybody? It is Frankie here, and it's that time of year. The NFL season is upon us, and it is time for my Week 1 predictions. Thank you guys for your patience on this. It's been a rough couple of weeks here with me being sick, and I've had a lot of work to do. But I can now put that aside for just a few minutes to give you my predictions. I know they've been long awaited, at least the one guy that asked for them. But here you go. Here are the predictions for Week 1, and we start with the Thursday night game, the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 6.5-point favorites. Obviously, Kansas City comes in as the defending Super Bowl champions. The Lions are the NFC North favorites, particularly how they finished off last season. Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes have played great games before. We think about that fantastic Monday Night Football duel in 2018. I don't think we're going to see that here. I think the Lions defense is better this year, but Kansas City's offense is still on another level, and I think that'll be enough here in this game. Again, Detroit will be improved on that front, but it will not be enough to overcome the awesomeness of Kansas City's offense. Give me the Chiefs -6.5, and of course, on the Thursday night Super Bowl champion opening week game, you usually see the home team pull out a win. I think that's what's going to happen here. The Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are 3.5-point favorites. I'm taking Carolina here. It's two new quarterbacks coming in. The Panthers with Bryce Young. The Falcons with Desmond Ridder. Carolina also has a new coach. Frank Reich comes in for his first year. The NFC South is wide open this year, so who knows what the hell's going to happen there. Atlanta also has Bijan Robinson coming in there, but I'm going to go with Young. I'm going to go with Young and Panthers. This is also he's played in the stadium before, Bryce Young, playing in Atlanta for the SEC Championship game. They've got a nice running attack. They've got a good defense. I think in his first start, it will be success. I don't know what kind of year Carolina is going to have. I don't think either one of these teams is going to be particularly dominant this year. I don't think either one of these teams is getting a 1 seed. But I do think in this game, Carolina, even if they don't win, I think they will cover the spread. Give me the Panthers +3.5. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites here. This should be more if we were certain about Joe Burrow's calf, but we think he's going to play. We don't know how healthy he's going to be. We expect the Browns to be better this season. Deshaun Watson to find his footing here for Cleveland in year 2. But I think in this case, he does have to deal with Myles Garrett on Sunday, so that's going to be a little bit of a difficult challenge, but I expect good things out of Burrow. I expect good things out of the Bengals offense. And I got to see more from Watson to believe in him. He has not been the same guy since he's come over here to Cleveland. I want to see more of that Watson that we all liked before we heard all the allegations about him. I want to see that here in Cleveland. We haven't seen that, I feel like, yet. Maybe it will this season, but I got to believe in it first. And the Bengals, much more talented team on offense, I think. Give me the Bengals -2.5 to win the Battle of Ohio. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. The Jaguars are 5-point favorites. We expect Jacksonville to win the division here. In this, they are clearly the favorites to me with Trevor Lawrence and everybody around there. And you also have Calvin Ridley. You have Trevor Lawrence, and now you add Calvin Ridley and Tanks Bigsby. This should be a great year coming up for Jacksonville. Colts, new quarterback there with Anthony Richardson. We have no idea what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor. So that should be fun to see how that plays out. Not fun if you're a Colts fan, but fun if you're just a fan of drama in the NFL. I think this is going to be a good season for Jacksonville. I think Doug Peterson's got the guys. He's got the guys prepared, ready to go, and I think that will start with a win here, opening week on the road. I think Jacksonville handles this one pretty easily. Give me the Jaguars -5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 6-point favorites. The Tom Brady era is over. Finally, Baker Mayfield is in, winning the job over Kyle Trask. I'm actually expecting Tampa Bay to cover here in this game. I don't know if they're going to win, but I have Tampa Bay covering. It's 6 points. They've got a talented offensive line. They've got nice receivers, a good running game. And Minnesota's defense has been struggling here in the last few years. You've Kirk Cousins. You never know what you can get from it. The Vikings were the weird team of last year. Nobody thought they were really good. And then in the playoffs, when they lost to the Giants, we all realized they weren't good. They just won a bunch of close games. They've got Kirk Cousins in there. So the Vikings will have their typical 10 wins, but I don't expect much of them coming in this year. 10 wins and maybe a first-round exit again. But yeah, I think neither one of these quarterbacks I'm in love with here. But I think this is going to be a close game. I don't see Minnesota blowing out Tampa, even at home. I have the Bucs covering the 6. Don't know about an upset, but give me the Bucs +6 to cover against Minnesota. The Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are 3-point favorites. Derek Carr comes over to New Orleans. He's got Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara when he comes back to play with. Titans going to be having an interesting year here. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill back for another year. We expect good things out of them, but not in this case. New Orleans, I think their defense will be strong enough here to limit Henry, to limit Tannehill, and I think the Saints at home win the opening game of the season. Give me the Saints -3. The San Francisco 49ers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Niners are 2.5-point favorites. Second year of Brock Purdy. The Niners are known to be particularly good on the road on the East Coast with Kyle Shanahan. Steelers defense, though, in preseason proved to be very difficult, very tough. Kenny Pickett, we expect better things from him in his second year. Still not totally sure about Brock Purdy as a quarterback. Was last year just a fluke? We have a chance to find out here. But the Niners are all around. We saw it last year. You can put any quarterback in there. You could even put Trey Lance in there, and you will win games. But they've got a much more talented team. Offense, defense, skill players, everything. I think the Niners win this one. And Nick Bosa will keep Pickett in check. Give me the Niners -2.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are 7-point favorites. Can't think of the last time that has happened with the Commanders. A new era for Washington. Dan Snyder is out. We have Jonathan Gann. We have Ron Rivera, Eric Bieniemy, Sam Howell. Eric Bieniemy, I imagine in a few years will be the new coach of Washington. Sam Howell comes in, plays his first start. Cardinals have Clayton Tune coming in for a while, as long as Kyler Murray is recovering from his knee. No DeAndre Hopkins to throw to. It's going to be a very difficult year for Arizona. It's going to be them and Houston are going to be battling it out for the worst team in football. So I have the Commanders winning this one. First game of a new era, and I expect them to blow out Arizona. Give me the Commanders -7. The Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 10-point favorites. A difficult start to his preseason for C.J. Stroud. Mixed results there. And now he's got the Ravens secondary to deal with. So good luck there. Lamar Jackson, new contract. Todd Monken with a new offense for Baltimore. I expect this to be a blowout here. And I expect Baltimore in their first game to run up the score on Houston. Again, it's gonna be another rough year for Texans fans. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't see it right now. Give me the Ravens -10. The Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. The Bears are a point favorite. The Jordan Love era finally gets underway this Sunday. He's looked good here in preseason. He's got a lot of young weapons working for him. Got a nice running game, nice blocking game. We also have Justin Fields. I still have concerns about him in this instance. They do have a nice running game. They're going to need to improve the passing a little bit. I think they will, though, this year, but we'll see. I think Green Bay's defense, though, is a little bit better, a little bit more improved. I think they're going to win this one by a point. I expect Green Bay to cover this one. Going to be a close game, these division games. Packers, Bears, I feel like they're always a challenge. But in this instance, I've got the Packers +1. Give me Green Bay. The Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. I almost said Oakland. I'm still getting used to it. The Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. It's a new era for Denver. Sean Payton, Russell Wilson. He can't be that bad a second year. Can he? We'll wait and see. But I would imagine, and now with Javonte Williams in the backfield, I imagine Denver is going to be improved here this year. You can't tell me this is going to be another one of those years for Russ. I just don't believe it that he's that bad. Raiders, Josh McDaniels in there. Got some nice players on offense, but in this instance, I think Peyton is going to turn around Denver a little bit. I don't know how much. I can't imagine they're going to be worse than with Nathaniel Hackett. So I think there's been a lot of controversy, or not controversy, but a lot of dysfunction around Denver for the last year. I think in this game, they calm all that down a little bit. They win the opening game. We'll see how the rest of the year goes, but I think this is a big step forward for Denver. I see the Broncos winning this one by at least 7. Give me Denver -3.5. The Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. The Eagles are 4-point favorites, the defending NFC champions. And I'll just spoil it now. My pick to win this year's Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, with all of those guys on offense. Great defense. Nice backfield this year. I expect the Eagles to have another amazing year. We'll see how the Patriots are. Bill O'Brien coming in. I have no idea what to expect with Mac Jones. It's make or break time. It's time for put up or shut up. It's time for him to stop being mediocre and start being great if he wants to, have a future, I guess, in this league, at least being the Patriots quarterback. But I think this is a tough opening game for him, and I think it will show. The Eagles, I think, rout New England. Give me the Eagles -4. The Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 3-point favorites, coming off a really awful loss in the postseason with that huge collapse against the Jaguars. Justin Herbert just got a brand new contract. He and Kellen Moore seem to be working really well together, especially with Austin Eckler to be able to run and throw to. Miami, they're going to have a great year as long as Tua stays healthy, as long as that offensive line is able to protect him. But I really have doubts about that going forward for Tua. I've just seen, just seeing them last year and seeing the way they treated him, I have bad Andrew Luck vibes coming for the rest of his career for Tua, unless the Dolphins are able to fix him on the offensive line front. But I think it's going to be a good year for him. But I think he's going to get injured again, which is going to be an issue going forward. But in this game here, I think the Chargers at home, Herbert, I think they're going to be dynamic and win this one. Give me the Chargers -3. The Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are 5-point favorites. It's crazy to think that 2 years ago, the Rams won the Super Bowl, and now they're going to be fighting. They're rebuilding, and they look like they're going to have a rough year. Whatever's going to happen, there's a lot of guys injured on this team. It doesn't look good. I'm not sold on Geno Smith as the future for Seattle. He had a great year last year, but I'm not sold. Can he do this for another year? But I'm going to say for this game here against a struggling Rams team, I think he will show off again. They've got some new reinforcements on offense. They've got a good defense. Not Legion of Boom defense, but they got a solid defense. And I think in this game, Seattle will win this one handily. Give me the Seahawks -5. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. The Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites. This is totally a homer pick here. This is totally a homer pick. Daniel Jones, Saquon, thank God they re-signed him. 3.5 points, and I don't trust Dallas. I haven't trusted Dallas for years. And yeah, I know they got Dak, and you got Brandon Cook in there with CeeDee Lamb. They're gonna have their typical Dallas year, but they'll fall apart at the end. And in this game, I think the Giants at home. I think all the energy is gonna be with the Giants, and I think they will win this one. I think they will cover the 3.5, and I think they will win. I want to believe in this Giants team. I want to believe it. I don't know if they're going to be as good as last year, but I want to believe in them, and it's got to start now. If they're going to redo what they did last year, got to start now here in game 1. I think they will do that. I think they'll pull off the win. Give me the Giants +3.5. And the Monday Night Football game, the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. The Bills are 2.5-point favorites. Bills looking to have another great year here in the AFC, trying to dethrone Kansas City, finally, or Cincinnati or somebody in that division. But you know what? The Jets have been the talk of the offseason. Aaron Rodgers on the field. Dalvin Cook, great defense. Robert Saleh, I expect good things out of him. I'm going for the upset here. I think the Jets are going to get knocked out in the first round too. But first game, I think MetLife is going to be nuts watching Rodgers on the field. And I think in this game, in his first start, with enough of the team around, all the energy that the Jets have around him right now with the hard knocks and Rodgers, I think they'll win this one. I think they'll win this one by at least 7. I think Buffalo's going to have a good year, of course. I think they'll have a better year than the Jets. But for game 1, opening week, I like the Jets. Give me the Jets +2.5 to start off the season with a win. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to this channel and you'd like to see, make sure you subscribe down below. I'll be back Monday with predictions for week 2. And don't forget NFL videos on Sunday, every touchdown videos, every fumble, whole bunch of stuff. We still have the MLB home run videos. A lot of great stuff going on. So stay tuned for this channel for more. Take care, and God bless.